Hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. Today is a Metric Monday, and I want to talk about using metrics to monitor bonus. And there's a lot of bonus, a lot of goals that weren't made this weekend over the weekend. Got the opportunity to get a cheap ticket to an Eagles football game yesterday. I took my son out there, and it was a great bit of fun. But I want to talk about how they let themselves down by not monitoring their metrics and how some teams actually monitor the metrics and got a bonus out of it. So I want to talk about that a little bit today on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. And I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, where we talk about Scrum and Agile in a way of building more value for the customer, not working so much harder for that value, and have a little fun along the way. And just a little insight in this morning. So I started if you haven't seen, I put some notes in there about doing a challenge, a 60-day challenge where I am up and doing a small little live broadcast at 5:15. Now I'm doing the broadcast to help me wake up and give me more incentive to achieve where I'm trying to get up and running and be full gear, by 5 a.m. in the morning. So I'm getting up at 4:50 or whatever. But today I failed and I have to restart. So tomorrow is the great restart where we start back at day one of my 60-day challenge. So if you're interested in that, you'll see that in the site, and also look up 60-day challenge. I'm doing that. I'm doing it on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn at the same time. I had improved the process as I went. I said, why couldn't I do it all? But let's get back to metrics. I just want to share that with you if you're wondering why I wasn't up at 5:15 and doing a live broadcast, because I slept until 5:30. It was bad. But I still got up. Took some advantage of what was going on this morning. And now we're into doing our Metric Monday show. It was supposed to snow today, but it really delayed and delayed and delayed. Kids got off, so that's good. I got off too. Not that I'm not working, but as far as teaching kids and stuff, I didn't have to do that today. So what am I talking about? So using metrics, and this may be a fear factor. There's a lot of people out there to be scared to death what I'm about to say. You can use metrics for bonuses, right? To encourage a team to go get more, to push past that envelope. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people say, why are you trying to incentivize metrics and things like that? And by the way, that was my notification if you didn't hear it. If you subscribe or follow, whether it be LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, or even Twitter or X, though I haven't put these up on X, I don't want to pay the extra $15 just yet. You get notification when we go live. So a notification just got live it looks like Facebook just went live. Bonus. So Barkley for the Eagles, right? He had a chance to break the NFL record for the most rushing yards in a season, and he didn't make it because they rested him this past game, right? And then so he didn't make it because they didn't monitor the metrics. He didn't pay attention to that. And it's important that we as coaches and Scrum Masters pay attention to the future possibilities of the metrics, and even project managers, to be honest with you, to how the team could achieve goals that they may have not thought possible. And it's our job to keep an eye on those things to help them out to achieve those goals. Now, the Eagles did a crappy job at that, right? They did a bad job. But I want to go back to that a second, but I want to say he did a crappy job. Now, the Broncos, who I don't really care for, another NFL team, they had a player that if they got like 1,000 yards receiving or some goal in his contract, he was getting a $500,000 bonus check in the year. His team and his coaches saw that as an opportunity to pay, because the team already takes that account in their budget, right? If the team's not counting that in their budget, then they're doing a mismanagement of their budget money, because they got to keep that there in case they got to pay the bonus. They worked their tail off in the last game, and he got his $500,000 bonus because they monitored the metrics. The coach and staff knew, hey, we only need so many yards this game, and you'll get your bonus. We're going to help you get your bonus as a team Very team concept, very good, right? In the agile world and Scrum. But in the case of Barkley, who was running for the Eagles, who didn't run yesterday, is why we got the cheap tickets, because it was the Eagles were like, who cares about the game? So he didn't run. Therefore, there really wasn't not a need, and I got a cheap ticket. So it was bonus for me. But one of the things he said earlier in the season, he was running against the Giants before, and he was really cranking out yardage. He could have got 200 yards that game, could have broke, the single record. And it was a good thing and a bad thing. He said, no, let the young bucks, let the young running backs they're hungry. They want to get some yards. They want to get some, stuff like that. It's okay. He set himself up for failure. He really had no one else to blame but himself, because if you would have said, well, if I got 200 in this game, and I think of the NFL football, every weekly they have a game. It's kind of like a sprint. They have a sprint in which they do work, they prep, and the game is the review every Sunday. If he and his coaches or staff or really his agent really fucked up, excuse my French, but messed up, right? Agent messed up. Would have looked at it and says, hey, you got 200 yards in this game. If you can get 100 yards or whatever per game, because now it's like an 18-game thing. So if he got 200 yards in that game and he gets 100 yards in all the other games, at least, but he was averaging about 150, he'll break the record. They did a bad job of keeping an eye on that potential record at the end of the season. He could have broke the record, or at least got within, like, let's say, 50 yards for the last game of the season. Now, 50 yards is really doable for a really good running back. Very doable, because he was averaging 120, 150 yards per game, above 100. So he only had to get half his yards. So the team probably would have been like, okay, well, you only got to get like a small portion of yards. We can play the first half with our starters and get you that bonus or that record and really break the record. Not by 1 yard, but by a good chunk of yardage. And they didn't do it. So by not paying attention to the future output of the metric, they lost out, right? And this is where Scrum Masters and Agile coaches and leaders mess up, right? They're so concentrated on that one sprint. And this is where safe is better. Some people are like, safe is evil. No, it's not. Safe is a little better because it looks over a quarter and where you're going to go, right? And where they did good is that they would predict and you would see how you go, what your goal was for that quarter. So you want to look at your goal for the whole year and you get that. So they can say, hey, you're a little bit low, but we can see what can we do? Here's our average. We're going to meet our goal. Now, what I like about this, and I want to throw another twist in there, because I'm going to talk about Bob Galen's email he sent out yesterday. Tomorrow, I got an email. I read it. I got a point on it, and I liked what he had to say. And I'm going to put that because I joined his newsletter, which we have a newsletter too. If you want to join, you get information and new topics and things from our show. What he said about challenging things. And I'm going to challenge that. And we're going to talk more about Bob Galen tomorrow. Why not see if you can't get bonuses to people? Why not ask the question? Maybe that'll be an HR thing. And Wednesdays when we do HR Wednesday or we team HR Wednesday, I'll talk about that. Maybe I'll do a little bonus thing, but there's nothing wrong with getting bonuses. But maybe you look at your customers, your stakeholders, your business people. Do they get an end of year bonus? If they sell so much in a quarter or so much in a quarter, can you help them get that bonus? It's something to think about. Anyway, I want to wish you all something to think about. Look at those bonuses you can help outside. So as a Scrum Master and a coach, or business owner, or product owner, look for those bonuses that you can help your stakeholders achieve. Maybe we get more stuff out or make a change or allow them to gain a bigger client base or get one more thing to get more sales. Work with them as a team, kind of like I want to talk about tomorrow and then on Wednesday, I guess, um, to get that bonus, help them to achieve that bonus. So always keep an eye on what's the corporate bonuses, look outside the box, and that kind of goes into tomorrow's Bob Galen conversation. And think about your team. You have to look in the future. What can we achieve in the future? Just monitoring the current state, like, oh, he's tired, he's everything. If he broke that record, he would be on a pace to easily achieve and beat the all-time rushing record for a year in the NFL. But because he wasn't monitoring that record, monitoring those metrics and predicting out what is possible, he didn't make it. And I don't so much blame the Eagles. He and his staff and his agent and his coaches should have helped him realize that. Because I know the coach did ask, well, do you want to break the record? He's like, no, it's okay. So the only person you really can blame for not breaking the record as far as in the season and why he set him is himself. Because he wasn't monitoring what was possible in the sprint as well. And that's something that goes with the team. They should all be monitoring that. But his agent should have been really on that, right? He's like, ooh, calm. He potentially can get the record not only for this game, for the whole season. When you're on that pace and you hit those markers, what is possible? And our job as Scrum Masters and Agile coaches is to bring light to the team on what is possible. Sometimes in that sprint, in that game, right? And sometimes whatever. And you can see how the Broncos as a team said, hey, you're only like 80 yards or something receiving, some number of receiving yards from breaking that record. And his coaching staff and his teammates worked together to help him break that record. So it's something to think about. I wanted to, give a little twist, getting involved in what the team can do, not just, oh, it's the status quo. Oh, it's this. Hey, we can break a record today. This could be the highest performance we ever did in the sprint. Should we go for it? We all go for it? Why not? Right? And kind of push them past that level of mediocrity, to be honest with you. So with that, I want to wish you the best. I want to wish you happy scrumming. I know it's a challenging thing for a Monday, but it was kind of disappointing. He wasn't going to run, but again, I benefited because he wasn't there. I only had to pay $60 for a ticket that normally costs like $150, $160, $200. Seats I got, I was 9 levels from the bottom. Maybe I'll post a picture. But think about that. Monitor the metrics for future bonus capability. It's not just now, it's over the future. Maybe it'll result in a bonus. Check with your stakeholders, product owners. See if there's any bonus opportunity. You should understand these things. Can your team help a stakeholder reach a bonus? Right? Are you on pace to do that? And think about it and share that with the team. Just don't hold it yourself. Share it. Hey, by the way, you're on a pace that if we make this, the whole company could get a bonus, or we can deliver this stuff early. We can beat another competitor in delivering a product line. So think about that stuff. Monitor your metrics for future bonus capability. All right. Hope you enjoyed this Metric Monday. Again, follow our newsletter. I follow other people's newsletters. I do read them. And the nice thing about me getting up at 5:15 is I have more time to read some of those. Like, I grab a newsletter a day and see what all these smart people are sending out to me. And I get a chance to read them, or at least a little bit. Anyway, take care, everyone. I wish you the best. Tomorrow, I start the Great Reset. I'm on day 1 on my 60-day challenge to be doing a little live thing at 5:15 a.m. on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you join us. I hope you give me a challenge, or you taking on a challenge. And if you need coaching or support, send me a message. Join the newsletter. If you join the newsletter, you can join our Slack channel for free. And you can ask me anything on the Slack channel, and I'm usually helping out. So with that, take care, everyone. Have a great day, and see you next time. Bye.